Regular viewers will know that I came from a tennis background. I started playing tennis first and then I moved into squash, played at a little club in northwest London, and we started playing because it started raining and we was like, okay, let's go on a squash court, and somebody had some rackets, and okay, so we started playing, and that's how I first started playing squash. But I look back in all of my time and there were so many years and so many hours spent on court that I feel were wasted. I really could have maximised that time better. And I often wonder to myself, if I could go back, you know, just this typical story about, if I could go back and talk to myself when I was like 19, which is about when I first started playing, 18 or 19, I think, what would I tell myself? What would be the one piece of advice that you would give yourself about squash that you would tell yourself when you first started playing? Now, you've probably got quite a big list, but if you could only say one thing, what would it be? And I think that my piece of advice would be to find a coach and trust them completely, because I spent too many years thinking I knew what I should be doing. But fine, we're not going to talk about that because I think I made another video about that a little while ago. So what is it? What's that one piece of advice that you give now, perhaps? Somebody starts playing and they know that you're a squash player and they say, oh, can you help me? Can you give me some advice? What's maybe the first thing that you would tell somebody? And you know, that'll be interesting to hear what people say. And there's no perfect answer. So if you're thinking that there's like a right answer and a wrong answer, there's not. I mean, it's just, what kind of things would you say to yourself? Because what you might say to somebody else might be different. Probably not, but it might be. So I'm very curious to hear, what one piece of advice would you give yourself when you first started squash? I'm hoping that there's some interesting answers here. On the screen at the moment, somewhere up here, is a playlist of all of the other questions for you to look at, and probably down here somewhere is another video that YouTube thinks is a really good fit for you, and probably down here is a subscription button. If and only if you think my content is useful, please consider subscribing. And remember, do something every single day to improve your squash. See ya.